supposed to be looking after him.
He's just trying on this pair of jeans. It took me 5 minutes to get them off.
Will the parent or guardian of Master Oliver Purcell please see Miss Lucas in the Missing Children's Corner?
It's not funny.
Why, sorry.
I remember a beautiful 12-year-old girl with blonde hair down to her waist.
They can nick you for that sort of thing, you know.
You better cut along to the hairdressers and get them to finish it.
It is finished.
You mean you paid good money to look like Harpo Marx? Well, I was trapped in Kiddy's corner with an elderly lady brandishing a glove puppet.
It's your second childhood, Daddy.
Hello, what's this? Bought yourself a book?
Guide to American slang. What on earth do you buy this for?
Well, I thought with Melvin, whatever his name is, coming for the weekend, it would be as well if we understood each other. Create some common ground, as it were.
Daddy, he's from New York, not the Congo. We do speak the same language. His name's Marvin Fertleman.
Fertleman and Purcell.
Do you mind? Purcell and Fertleman.
Yeah, well, it's got a sort of ring to it, don't you think?
Isn't it possible we might be jumping the gun a little bit? I mean, all this talk of Marvin and I working together, we only met for 5 minutes.
He's perfect, I'm telling you. Just the bloke you've been looking for.
I must say his musical renderings were easier on ear than Cochrane's Caterwauling.
Well, that's hardly surprising, is it? I mean, he's a cocktail pianist.
If you don't get on with him, Belle, we'll find someone else. There are plenty more efficient, see? We must think of your career, the artistic success, the fame, the glory, the...
Money?
Don't be vulgar.
Free teas?
Yeah, no.
Oh, and I thought we had to pay for them.
No. Free teas, what you ordered.
Oh, I see. Free as in the Free Musketeers. Or Goldilocks and the Free Bears.
Don't be facetious, Daddy. Thank you.
It's all right. Oh, you'll be needing these.
Hardly silver service standard, is it?
Good grief. There's a foreign body in my tea.
Ah, that's what's known in the trade as a tea bag.
A tea bag? I've read about such things, and I thought they always happened to other people. What an abomination. Waitress!
Oh, Daddy, don't make a fuss.
Belinda, when the fabric of life itself is threatened, one must take action. Waitress!
He gets worse.
Yeah.
Lem?
What?
Did you pay for this shirt?
Yeah, of course I did. Sure, I left it on, didn't I? So how's things going, eh? With my favourite lady songwriter.
Oh, okay. No, not really. I do miss Nigel.
Well, it's only natural, isn't it, eh? You had a good thing going. Anyway, another 6 weeks, he'll be back home. Have you written any more top 10 hits lately?
No, I can't seem to concentrate. I can't sleep. I'm snappy with Daddy. I think perhaps I'm coming down with something.
No. You're talking about sex.
Him.
Or to be more precise, lack of it. It's all right. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Look at me.
Okay, maybe. It's not just rude things. I mean, I really do miss Nigel, and I'm not sure about working with this Marvin. Okay, so he sold 3 million records. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, well, maybe he needed a bit of a break.
15 years.
Now, look, Belinda, you cannot live off the royalties of one single forever. You know, the guy's coming down, what, a couple of days? It's not going to kill you.
No, I suppose not. What about the music I sent him? 10 days, and I've heard nothing.
Here we are, then.
Daddy, how on earth did you manage this?
Made a simple complaint. Of course, the fact that I told them I was the local health officer may have carried a certain weight.
You little fibber.
Shall I be mother?
That book isn't too heavy for you, is it, Daddy?
No.
Oh, good. Now, let's take the food through to the kitchen. I'll give Marvin a ring, see what time his train gets in tomorrow.
Yeah, righto.
Peachy keen. Oh, sorry. Thank you, that'll be all.
Oh, great. Now I can buy that villa in the south of France. Yeah, look, come on. I'm not your chauffeur, you know.
Quite right.
I mean, what I mean is, like, don't you think we ought to be a bit more friendly?
Good God, why?
We've got a lot in common.
Really? I wouldn't have thought a retired headmaster and a convicted dope fiend were particularly compatible.
You're not going to let that drop, are you? Look, I was framed, right? Somebody dropped it in my bag as I was going through customs.
A likely story.
OK. Strictly on a business level, right? I think you did the right thing inviting Marvin down here to work with Belinda.
I did? But, I mean, if she isn't keen on the man, I certainly wouldn't force her.
Why change the habits of a lifetime, eh? Look, I know it wouldn't be to your advantage if Belinda got on too well with a bloke she was working with.
It wouldn't?
Of course not. That could lead to a little romance, right? Little romance leads to a big romance. Next thing you know, she's getting showered in confetti, and poor old Daddy, you, left all on his own.
And why do you think this wouldn't happen with this Mervyn?
Let me put it this way. See, Marvin's been around a long time, right? And I found out he's definitely not straight.
He's a crook?
No. Hello, sailor. Hey,
Yes, sailor.
11 bob note, you know. Mind your backs. Woo.
He's cuckoo.
No.
He's arthritic.
God, no. You're making this very difficult for me, you see. Look, Marvin, right? Male, Marvin, upright, male, Marvin, right? Belinda, female, your daughter, right?
Oh, come along, man. Out with it. Good Lord. You mean the love that dare not speak its name?
The love that dare not speak his name. Yeah, right. You've got it. That's it. Yeah. Big Shirley Bassey fan, right. So, you see, he'd be no threat to you, would he? Vis-a-vis your little girl.
And how does this little conspiracy benefit you?
I work for Nigel, don't I? I'm under instructions to look after his interests. He don't want anybody to mess up things between him and Belinda. Get my drift? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Now I have a chance to open up to you. Will you find the time to do 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 do? Up and away while I plagiarize more tones.
Daddy, you're not opening another bottle of wine. That's the third.
One must speculate to accumulate, Bill. Think of the rewards.
Think of the cost. I shall need another hit record to pay for the meal. And the price of sirloin these days. We should be keeping it in the bank.
One must give Marvin the traditional Sunday lunch, albeit a trifle late. It's part of our great British heritage. Americans love that sort of thing. They get it all out of Dickens, of course.
Oh, really? Have you ever met another American?
Certainly. Wendell T. Frankenheimer.
Who?
Wendell T. Frankenheimer. We shared a slit trench at Tobruk. Nice chap. Apart from a tendency to chew gum. Still, one had to do something to take one's mind off the flak.
Yes, I'm sure. Well, how do I look?
Like a cross between a poodle and an Irish water spaniel.
Please, these compliments will go to my head. You know, I don't think this is a good idea at all.
Oh, for heaven's sake, woman, we've been through all that. You wanted someone to work with, we found one. A man who sold 3 million records. What more could you ask? You know, sometimes, Belle, I just wonder where your head is at.
You've been reading that book again, haven't you?
Unlike you, I happen to be trying to make Marvin's visit a success. And if that means boning up on the idiosyncrasies of the American language, so be it. At least I won't be able to reproach myself later with not having made the effort. You were always a defeatist, Belle. Isn't it time you were picking up your guest from the station?
Oh, of course, I was forgetting. Now, you won't forget to put the joint in, will you? And turn it down in half an hour to gas mark 2. Oh, make the batter for the Yorkshire puddings. Oh, and you won't forget to prepare the lemon souffle, will you?
Sarcasm, Belle, is the lowest form of wit. Where are the keys to the limo? Melvin!
Marvin.
Oh, yes, of course. So sorry, Marvin.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. I mean, I'm pretty cool, thank you. How are you?
I'm kind of warm. Still, I'm okay now that I'm out of that train. Talk about bad trips. Reminded me of the time I went from New York to L.A. Mind you, that time I was traveling by Greyhound.
Greyhound? Is it possible? Do you need all this luggage? I thought you were only here for a couple of days.
Oh, I am. I need it for my music. I got a machine in there. It's a tape recorder, a drum machine, amplifier. I got my guitar. That's what's so good about music these days. It's really portable. You can make it anywhere.
The front seat's free, Mr. Fettleman, if you'd care to...
Front seat. No. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to be any trouble. It's just, I got this thing about coming to a sudden stop, like against a truck. Did you know it's been statistically proved that on a death seat position ratio, the passenger in the back seat has a far better chance of survival?
Really? I mean, are you putting me on?
Is chicken soup good for you?
Don't you find the English countryside beautiful at this time of year, Mr. Fettleman?
Beautiful, are you kidding? It's lethal. You got any idea what all this fresh air is doing to my sinus?
Here we are. Belinda will bring the rest of the bags in later.
Hi.
A bit of a bummer. He's suffering with a touch of asthma.
Touch? He looks like he could do with an oxygen tent.
Be okay. As soon as I get this fresh air out of my system.
Can I get you something?
Have you got any sodium hydroxybenzoate?
Sorry, we're right out of it.
Just a long shot. I could kill for a glass of milk for my ulcer.
Oh, of course, Daddy.
Oh, right. Back in 2 shakes of a duck's tail, Marvin.
Go on.
My right-hand pocket, there's a small case.
Right, what is it, some sort of medicine? Should you be smoking?
The ulcer takes my mind off the asthma. The smoking takes my mind off the ulcer, see?
There's logic in there somewhere.
That's better.
Here we are. Are you sure you wouldn't like a cookie to dunk in it?
Don't be so silly, Daddy. Won't have any room for his roast beef.
Roast beef? You talking red meat here?
That is the usual colour of sirloin, yes. What did you have in mind, stars and stripes?
Sorry, this is my fault. I should have let you know. I don't eat red meat. My body, it won't tolerate it.
What a fine mess you've gotten me into, Ollie.
No, my main ambition when I was a kid was to be a member of a gang. You know, the sharks, the tigers.
The aspirins.
Exactly, that's the sort of thing. The problem was nobody'd ever let me in their gang, so eventually I had to start my own. We were called the Blintzers.
Was it a big gang?
Well, I started out with 5 of us, but one of them caught my cold. Another one had to be home by 7. 2 of them were pacifists, and whenever we got into a fight, they used to act as my stretcher bearers. Can I have an apple?
Oh, please, eat something. I'm sorry we only have the red and green variety.
Germs.
Sorry.
I'm sorry about the meal. I should have told you. It's just, I'm into organic food at the moment. I don't want to mess with my diet. You got your health, you're a rich person.
Might help if you gave up smoking.
I like to have 1 or 2 vices, otherwise I'd be perfect.
Perfect. You're asthmatic, ulcerated, paranoid.
Jewish, but that's a hereditary complaint.
Oh, it lives.
What is that, hibernating?
I'm afraid Daddy overexerted himself eating your share of the food. Daddy! Daddy!
Who can forget the Everly brothers?
You can. Go to bed, Daddy. You're tired.
Tired nonsense. Besides, I have to entertain our guest.
It's all right. I'm looking after Marvin now. Go to bed, Daddy. That's an order.
Oh, well, all right. Perhaps all right. See you in the morning.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night.
Night, sir.
You'll be perfectly safe. Marvin,
Sir?
hang loose.
Right on. Why does he keep talking to me like that? Right on. What's happening? I haven't heard anybody talk like that since Woodstock.
Oh, he got it out of a book. He thought it'd make you feel more at home.
Oh, well, it did work, actually. I know I'm not the easiest guy in the world to get on with. I do have a few problems.
A few? Freud would have had a field day.
Now, analysis, that's one thing I'm not into. I tried it once, believe me, more than enough.
What happened?
I went into an office, got on a couch, psychiatrist. I told her all my innermost thoughts. Next thing I know, she'd call the cops. That's true, true. Look, what I want to say to you was, I know that you're giving me a chance here with the songwriting, because you're the one with the hit record. I'm the guy coming from nowhere, and I just wanted to say I appreciate it.
Well, whatever else, I don't think our collaboration will be boring. Here's to a fruitful relationship.
I'm a little tired. I got this monster headache. I think I better be going to bed also. Good night.
Good night. Cheers. Lem, how could you let me make such a fool of myself?
Now, hold on a minute.
Some friend you found out.
Don't do anything silly.
What I have in mind is a few blows to the back of the head with a blunt instrument, and then if I'm not too tired, I might consider planting my knee in a very tender part of your anatomy.
Now, hang about, Belinda. Look, it's not just my fault, you know.
Not your fault. You knew. You both knew, and you didn't tell me. I mean, I just thought he didn't like me. I had no idea that Marvin's gay.
Marvin's gay. Didn't he write, I heard it through the grapevine?
Don't try and change the subject, Lem.
Belinda, look, I'm getting dizzy. Now, come on, Belinda, be fair. How was I to know you had more in mind than just songwriting?
Well, I didn't, not at first. It just sort of crept up on me.
Yeah, well, I mean, how do you think Nigel's going to feel, eh, when he finds out? God, that poor bloke. I can see him now, you know, sitting in his hotel room, all alone. Photograph of you in one hand, Gideon's Bible in the other.
Lem, you've told me about Nigel's postcards. The last thing he's going to be looking at is my photograph. In fact, at this very moment in time, he's probably being entertained to a display of gymnastics by a double-jointed groupie.
Oh, yeah. Well, I suppose there is a remote possibility that Nigel is...
Having it off with somebody.
You're developing a crude streak, you know that? I mean, making passes at strange men, using rude expressions. I knew this involvement in the music industry would lead to no good, Belinda.
It's not funny, Lem. Think how poor Marvin must feel this morning.
Yeah, the fool. I mean, fancy turning down a chance of...
Lem!
Sorry, wishful thinking.
You owe me one, Lem.
What?
A favour, you dirty little roadie. Lem, I need the chance to be alone with Marvin for a couple of hours, just to clear the air.
So?
I must say I'd never have thought of you as an exponent of the great game. I'd have put you down as a draft man myself.
There you go, you see. You go too much by appearances. No. Chess, I love it. Used to play all the time on the road, you know. Me and Jimi Hendrix had some great games.
I think it's only fair to warn you that in my youth I was Chest and Deckel Grand Master for 3 years running.
You don't frighten me. Sure you don't want another scotch before we start?
Oh, no, I'm not much of a drinking man myself. Have you been raiding an Inca burial site?
Yeah, great, aren't they, eh? 500 quid's worth. Yeah. Do you know the bloke in the shop tried to palm me off with a load of old ivory? I was having none of that.
Philistine.
No, actually, they're Spanish. Right.
Do you think it's safe to leave Belinda alone with Marvin? I mean, she's a very attractive girl. Enough to cure any man of his... I mean, I wouldn't want anything untoward to develop.
That's hardly likely, is it? I mean, it's like saying you don't want Mrs. Thatcher to join the Labour Party. The situation just will not arise. OK? Now, come on. Let's concentrate on the game. You to start, right?
White to play?
Go. White, of course. All right. Double six to start.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I thought you were your father. I couldn't take another guided tour. I've seen just about every attraction Chest and Deckel has to offer.
It's okay. The coast's clear. Lem's taking care of Daddy for a couple of hours.
Great. Don't get me wrong. I like him. I think he's a really nice guy, but...
A little overpowering, yes. It's his army training. Daddy feels you can't be having a good time unless he's showing you where to have it and how to do it. It hasn't been a great success, has it?
Oh, no.
I wonder if Rogers and Hart had this trouble.
Oh, sure they did. The only difference between them and us is they actually managed to write songs together. Never mind, no big deal.
Marvin, about last night...
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about that.
It's all my fault.
No, it's mine.
I'm sorry, I had a
under the
little
impression
too
I
much
give
to drink. I
people
don't know
the way
what
act,
I was
coming on so
thinking of.
strong.
I just had no idea
How are you
that
to know?
you were...
I'm shy.
Shy. Quite. How was I to know you were shy? Quite.
Yeah, it's just... It's not that I don't like you. I do. You're really nice. You're a little uptight, maybe, but nothing that can't be straightened out.
Oh, thanks. You're not so bad yourself.
No, it's just I'm very cautious. I had a bad experience once with a girl, Amy Van Hertelbaum.
Sounds like a bad experience. Who was she?
A girl at college, my first big romance. I can still picture the way she looked. Pigtails, freckles, the way the sun used to bounce off her braces when she smiled.
Little heartbreaker. What happened?
She ditched me for another guy because his father was a dentist. It's kind of a long story. I wrote Hubba 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 for her.
Must have liked her a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, she kind of set me back a little, made me afraid of going through the same thing twice. How about you?
Oh, I've led a very sheltered life. Daddy's seen to that.
Oh, no great romance in your life? No Amy Van Hurtelbaum?
No. No great romance.
Oh, gee. Hey, we're getting morbid here. We want to lighten up. Hey, I've got an idea. Why don't we have a go?
You think we dare?
Well, we are supposed to be songwriters. We ought to write something. Otherwise, we'll be sued under the Trades Description Act. Look, I put some words to that music you sent me.
Oh, I thought you'd forgotten all about it. What's this, blood?
Plaque disclosing tablets. Careful, it's the only copy.
The first work of Fertelman and Purcell.
Don't knock it till you've heard it. Now I'll require your index finger here, okay?
Oh.
On the count of 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have a chance to open up to you. Oh, could you find the time to hear what I want to do? Oh, would my request be ignored? Are my questions such a bore? Oh, I know that something's changed.